All right, we made it.
It is June 1st, 2026. Do you know that half of this year is gone?
I know. It's
Yeah.
really crazy to
Freaky.
believe that.
Is it freaky?
It's a little freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. It feels like I just celebrated Christmas and New
hmm
Year's.
Yep.
I mean, Easter
Easter,
felt like yesterday.
just like that.
And that was
Just
two
like
months
that.
ago.
And before long, we'll be talking about the coolness of Halloween,
Yeah,
Thanksgiving,
and
and
I'm sure the
Christmas.
I'm sure the retail stores already have it out. So
No, I'm sure.
start
Uh,
stocking up.
I think we're all live right now. We haven't done one in a couple of weeks. K and D and K podcast with myself, Daryl Arnold, and of course Kim Steinbrink. Welcome on a Monday, new month, new week,
Hey, we
new
on. I
goals,
heard us.
new goals.
New goals for
Yeah,
sure.
why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
I know one part of those goals, particularly right now, is going to be the heat outside. You definitely want an air conditioning
And you need a
unit.
big umbrella
Yes,
if you're around here.
but make sure you get yourself a AC unit. If you don't have one in the car, it's time to get it charged
Oh
up.
gosh. I can't imagine people, and I mean I've known so many people. I've never gone without AC in my car cuz I wouldn't be able to handle it. And I'm just some people will go years
Well, you can
without
handle it,
fixing it
but you can't
and
handle it
live
this
here.
time of the year. No,
That's what I'm saying. How
no.
do you drive? How do you survive? I would like
Well, we did it when we
pass
were
out.
kids, but I don't know how. I don't
Thank
know
goodness I
how.
did not. We at least had AC. Whew.
And I don't remember how we did it. I guess we were just used to it because I certainly don't
That's
remember.
true. That's true. I know maybe younger me, I may could have handled it a little bit,
Sure,
but the older I get, the more I know I wouldn't be able to handle that. And
that's
now
right.
I get cold easily though. So I mean, I always say if I am hot, it is hot.
Oh, yeah.
And today it was hot. It hit about 104 when I checked
Yeah,
my
we have humidity too on top of the heat index. So, yeah, it's rather crazy. I did a show this morning on June 1st, opened up the month of June with Unleashed Media and Talk with Daryl Arnold. And there are so many things going on in the country that Kim and I talked earlier today, and we're like, what can we actually talk about? But since we talk about everything almost when it
almost.
when it comes to this building, generally speaking, well that's what we're going to do. We're just going to talk about everything
Yeah.
almost.
I
There's
think we should.
so much going on.
Yeah. And I mean, especially because it has been a minute since we've sat in these chairs. And it's definitely been a minute since we've just talked politics.
And
So
just me and you without a guest. Right.
I know it's
So,
hard to believe, but we don't have a guest on today.
yes.
You're just gonna have to handle the two of us.
Yes, and the daily quote news wire, and I'm not talking
Ever
about the
changing.
organization. I'm talking about the true meaning of the daily news wire changes. Like
It does. It is like ever changing.
I pulled up in the parking lot, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what's changed since this morning. A
Probably a
lot.
lot. I mean, you have to keep on top of it. I mean, that's again like, I have a separate job besides this.
Right.
And some people haven't, even more of a, just fully have to fully focus and they can't keep up with it as easily. And I mean,
Well,
I feel for you.
I just want to say this though. On the way over here, I noticed that they have officially charged, as they should have, conspiracy to murder somebody because that guy in New Jersey who made himself a clown and threatened the ICE agent, but not only did he threaten the ICE agent, he threatened the whole family. He
Yes.
said, I will find your wife and kids and blank, blank, blank,
Evil.
blank, blank, blank.
Straight evil.
Well, the acting attorney general, along with Kash Patel, the FBI director, and along with all others involved, has officially charged him, and good.
Yes,
Really.
that's how it should be.
This is the way we
That's
should
how it
treat
should
all of
be.
them. And on that same conversation, which I did not know this morning, but I'm not surprised. A lot of the people that were arrested in Newark, New Jersey, which is literally across the bridge from New York. I mean, for real.
Yes.
A lot of those people they busted were from Oregon and Washington State. Of course they were. So these people are driving 2,500 miles to start trouble.
And that's where, in my opinion, especially when it's not locals that are just upset that something's happening in their community,
They're
you should
paid.
be charged extra. You traveled over here to do this.
You travel 2,500 miles so
Yes.
you could get in, spit on ICE agents and do all kind of other crazy stuff. I mean,
And let me tell
violence,
you,
chaos.
threatening to kill people, wanting to kill people, look for people, have people, have people killed, and threatening that is not protected speech. I will stand up for your freedom of speech,
Of
but
course.
read the law.
But that's not freedom of speech
That's not.
anymore.
It's not.
That's
It's not protected.
it's a crime.
It is a
I
crime.
mean, it's literally a crime.
Yes.
And I'm the same way. We all are. Everybody that does podcasts, radio shows, plays music, or an actor, whatever, we're all down for free speech. I promise you.
Oh yes.
And our ancestors fought for that
Yes.
big time.
And I mean, one of my main things that I say all the time, I may not agree with what you say, but I will go to the dirt protecting your right to say it, because if we
But
lose that right,
but there's consequences.
there's consequences. And okay, there may be consequences even in not threatening,
Sure.
but sometimes you have to know, you have to read your room, you have to know where you are and what you can and can't say in certain periods of time, or even representing something else. Like if you're in a company and you're saying something, they can go and show your boss that. I mean, I hate to say it, but they can do that. Now, you wouldn't get arrested, but you
I
could
know.
get fired. So I mean, we all have to have a bit of decorum. We all have to have a bit of common sense, but we should be able to speak our mind.
Yeah. Somebody just sent a message. I can't tell because it's on Restream if it's Facebook, but cut off all the NGO funding, and that's the real answer.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% back that. Let's see if it passes.
But what's going on with the NGOs is they pay for chaos.
Yeah.
Because these people wake up in the morning to go to what they call their job for $30 an hour. And is it really worth $30 an hour? It wouldn't be to me. $30 an hour just to wake up and cause dramatic, I don't mean just a little chaos. They were giving away $100 respirators. They had tents set up with big concrete blocks like Avette tents that cost 5 to 10,000. Regular protesters don't have that kind of
Oh,
money.
of course not. Of course
They
not.
do
And
not.
that tells me that you are bought and,
And
paid,
paid
for.
for.
Exactly.
And you are out there acting a fool for money. If communities pull together, though, on all this, and this is not a message, just me thinking out loud, but if they would pull together, and I know all of them are not going to, it's just not possible. But if the larger communities could infiltrate just good people that donate to the good part of it, it would make a big difference like
Well, that's
that.
what they're supposed to be. I mean, again, it starts off with this nice, warm, peaceful, you know, organization that's supposed to be about this one particular thing. It would be nice if that's what they were about, but they're not. They usually use it to hide what their actual agenda is, and
Right.
that's the part that gets me. I mean, even down to the Red Cross. The Red Cross. I
All of
will
them.
never donate to the Red Cross ever again.
It's pretty much all of them. And I'm not going to say it's all of them because that's not true.
No.
But it's a very, very large number of them. And I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, that Antifa was designated as a terrorist domestic group.
Too.
So why are they not just arresting them on site?
Yeah. They really should be, since they are designated that. Now,
but the problem is how can they prove that that person is affiliated with Antifa? It's not like they have Antifa shirts or IDs.
They don't have Antifa shirts or IDs, which is true. And this is kind of how they skirt around that. But they are still on lists in these groups,
Right.
in these chat groups, and even meetings. I mean, at actual like brick and mortar places.
Well, from what I understand, they obviously use Signal chats, so the messages are highly encrypted. And I still don't understand why we can't take down the people that are funneling. And I know that we're working on it, and we are taking down some of them. But this money is funneled from somewhere to somewhere else.
Yeah, it's those.
You got to connect the dots.
NGOs. It's those. You got to find the correct. I mean, I haven't done deep dives into this, but I know people who have, and they find out where this funding is coming from. But then at the same time, the second they find out about it, you would think that we would go after these companies that are funding this, and we don't. That's the issue.
Yeah.
It's a big issue.
And it's sad. It really is sad because they deface beautiful buildings.
Mhm.
They deface businesses where people depend on that income to feed their families. They deface police departments as they've done since George Floyd and before.
Mhm.
And they just keep going with it.
They do. They've gotten bigger. Definitely 2020 exploded everything. I mean, it just amplified everything.
There was a person, and of course I don't know the name. He had one of those covers on his face. He was like an undercover guy that they were talking to about the one that's going on in New Jersey now. He said he just went to a Signal message. He messaged the group and the admin of the group and said, "How can I help with the Delaney Hall, New Jersey protest?" Within minutes, he said less than 3 minutes, they sent him a supply list and a Venmo donation link. And the supply list was not water bottles, it was P100 respirators and tear gas. They paid for all of it and said, "Pick it up at so and so. Bring it to us."
Venmo, huh?
Venmo.
I mean, this is where you start, right?
A regular Venmo
is allowing them to collect funds. Start there.
And Venmo, honestly, they're regulated. They're one of the few that is.
They should be flagging this stuff.
That's right. They should be flagging this stuff. That's correct.
Yes.
And of course, I know the argument that, it's a free country. You want to be able to send money to people. I get it. But if that money is for criminal acts, you need to make an example out of somebody, which will get that started.
Yeah, because it needs to be a domino effect. Once you take out the first few and they start being, prosecuted to, as much as they can prosecute them, it's going to deter. It's not going to stop necessarily, but it will deter some of these companies who are just allowing it, or some companies who don't understand what it's funneling and what it's funding.
Correct.
Some of them really because this is what sucks is that they come out with this broad statement of what we're doing this for, and they don't fully, you have to get in it and be in it like we are to know actually what they're doing.
Yeah, because a lot of people have no idea or they don't care.
Yeah,
they're busy, and I don't mean that ugly. It
reminds me of Black Lives Matter. Before you really knew exactly what it was, so many companies were talking about they were donating to it.
Right.
And I don't know how many companies actually knew that, that it wasn't being done right, and that their mission isn't necessarily what they say it is, but some do.
But the lady in charge certainly knew with her new houses and new cars. And
I mean, yes. And but that right there should be a huge example. It should be huge.
And speaking of free speech, now it's okay for them to do all that, but the state of California actually passed the Stop Nick Shirley ballot initiative.
Oh my gosh.
Now, please, dear God, you're talking about socialism and they call Trump a fascist? Really? I mean, for
this
real?
totally is. I mean, it totally is. But I mean, California's kind of been getting crazy
I mean,
lately,
it
anyways.
has, but that is beyond crazy. I mean,
it really, really is.
because you're telling someone they can't be a journalist, first of all, which of course they can. That's
yes,
their legal right. And then, second of all, you can't interview certain people. Of course they can.
yeah,
In a
and
public place, they can interview whoever they want to.
and that really points to a huge thing. Like you should look at that being passed and say, what are they trying to hide? This is where the critical thinking and common sense needs to come into play. This is, if I lived there, I'd probably be in a lot of protests.
Yeah,
on our side,
of course.
asking, what are you trying to hide? Why are you passing this bill saying that a journalist can't go and investigate something that may be costing us money?
Right.
That's fraudulent. Are you kidding me?
I mean, well, they're already getting their butts kicked by Spencer Pratt in the city of Los Angeles, with just 16 million people in LA County. So they're already getting their butts slammed on that. And
the Democrat fraud machine has already started, by the way.
And then when you pump Nick Shirley on top of that, and Dr. Oz on top of that, busting all the hospices, all the daycares, I wonder if these people actually got their education from a leering center, or was it a learning center?
How do you not look at just the name of the place and not be like, we may need to go look at this? Because honestly, if it was all on the up and up, then whoever runs that should not be teaching children. Children should not be in the midst of these people, because you can't even spell it right.
I would love to see a certificate from the Leering Center.
Yes. Well, we teach how to leer correctly.
Oh my God. I wonder if they have any Learjets sitting around. But
there you go.
It's funny, but in fact, it's insane.
It is.
That was literally, that's their sign.
Oh, sign, big sign.
Big old sign in Los Angeles, one of the largest cities in America.
People drove by this sign, and well, I mean, okay, it kind of goes back. So, like, I used to take pictures for like preschool kids and nurseries and stuff like that. The thing that always got me is like spelling corner with a K, things like that.
But leering and learning is,
I mean, yes, but
they literally left the freaking N out. Okay,
did.
come on now.
And it was on everything of theirs. So it wasn't just like the sign was missing it. No, their name, the whole name, the legitimate official name.
Oh God, I'm sorry, but that is just hilarious.
It just,
and they got away with it for years. We're not talking about a couple of months.
Years.
And when Nick Shirley would go to all these places, and Dr. Oz would go to all these places, where are the people?
Yeah.
Who works here? Nobody.
Nobody works there. There's no children there.
No. There's not even any cars in the parking lot.
And I mean, you have to, as a resident in that area, you have to be going, what is going on? What are y'all doing about it? I don't
understand why nobody ever called and said, okay, there is either some kind of activity going on with this business that's never open. There's nobody there. There's no lights, whatever the case may be. I don't know. And what the hell is a leering center? That would be my first question.
I feel like, it's on everything. What is a leering center?
I mean, are we supposed to be able to leer?
And it's for kids. So, that's where it's like,
yeah, I don't get it.
There's so many questions on that one. There's so many questions on that one.
But
and that's not the only one. That's
no. There was like just Nick Shirley alone, I think, had like 47 of them or something. And then Dr. Oz did the same thing. And now Dr. Oz is in the second biggest hotbed for fraud, which is Ohio. Specifically, Somalia fraud. The second largest is Ohio. Second to Minneapolis, Minnesota. He said 288 home health, quote, Medicaid companies. That's 41 companies per building are busted per building.
I mean, and think about how much you look at that and you're like, how much money was wasted? I mean, talk about fraud. We actually, Robert Kennedy actually uncovered fraud within the Medicaid
Right.
that was given. Okay, they were given extra funds in 2020 for hold on for the early intervention development program. It was a $38.1 million, and it is expected, and of course taxpayers are paying it now. It's 442 million dollars.
That's insanity.
I mean, this is
It's
it's just going
insane.
on everywhere, and we wonder why our national debt is so high. I mean,
It really is insane, though. If you really think about it, you're like, are you kidding me?
and Doge was on such a good path, and we were getting. I mean, we seen the blocks from our own side on stuff like the Doge cuts, and I mean, I'm sorry, but that taxpayers, that's your pocketbook.
Mm-hmm.
That is why you pay so much in taxes. That is why. Stop these things. I mean, today I read that Pete Hegseth is stopping, like, I don't have the actual total, but billions.
I mean, yeah, it's with a B for sure.
Yeah, billions from the Department of Defense contracts that were fraudulent.
Yep.
This is from their own Doge,
Right.
investigations, and he's stopping it himself. Maybe we need to play it that way. Take all the administration's angles and just, you see fraud here and you're the director of it, stop it.
The only thing about all of this, as I also have seen, the acting director, Todd Blanche, Attorney General, all these things are coming back up about Comey. All these things are coming back up about Barack Hussein, Barry Obama, and Sleepy Joe, and all that. And of course, Jill Biden tried to say that she's coming out with a book now, so she didn't realize that Joe was Sleepy Joe. She thought he was regular Joe. And then she thought he was having a stroke and all this kind of stuff at the debate. And they were going to go ahead and get home so they can take care of him. But yet they went to the Waffle House.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, give me a break.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not seeing the perp walks was the point of my conversation.
Well, I agree.
With Todd, I understand that guy's doing probably the best he can do as a one-person team.
Yeah.
But, it's going to take more than one person to even get one of these things.
Yeah.
But it's funny that he said that people who made up Russiagate did a great job because not one single sentence of it was true. Yeah. Nothing.
Investigate
like it was 100% made up from the beginning.
And I mean, think of the court that it had, the courts that I had to go through and pass through.
And they put together a whole team with Mueller. And we, as taxpayers, spent millions and millions and millions of dollars on a complete fabricated lie.
And again,
like a soap opera.
Where the perp walks, like that right there. Forget everything else. Just that right there. Just that right there. There's many more things that you can bring up. But just that right there, and who was involved with that?
It was everybody.
Gotta go. You gotta go.
Everybody.
Because you were in on it. And this is not like some small thing or like,
No, this changed history.
A company or corporation that had something like that happen. No, this is our country. These are people that were running the country.
This changed history. Honcho. This is the only reason that people hate Trump. That's where it started.
Yes. And those people still can't get it out of their minds. No. They're still believing this stuff and believing that what they're finding is not true. And I'm just like,
they still believe the lie.
So
I don't understand, but they do. They 100% still believe the lie.
And more lies now.
And I mean, you've got Jill Biden, also known as Jill Biden, out on her new book tour, of course, jumping on the media train. But guess what? We remember anybody that could possibly, I will dare you, anybody that watched Joe Biden, not towards the end either. I mean, from the
From the
get go.
beginning, from the
You watch that
race.
man speak in front of a microphone or even without a microphone, and you tell me that he was all there, you are a liar.
I mean, just
You
from his
really.
campaign running in
From the
2020,
basement.
from the basement. I remember thinking there is no way they're about to get. Number one, I was surprised when he won the Democratic nomination because while I wouldn't want any of the other Democrats to be on there, how could y'all all vote for Joe Biden?
I don't know. Well,
Because he was
He didn't
already
win
in the
he didn't win the presidency anyway. But somebody told him he
no,
did.
but I mean, this is, but see, and then you would think after having 4 years, and granted, we've had high gas prices, we've had inflation go up a little bit, but again, we remind people think about how it was under Biden. It was worse under Biden.
Oh God.
And you can't take these 4 years and all that we went through and still believe that he would have been a better pick. And I get it definitely, I mean, that's why, they did the little switcheroo and put,
Yeah.
babbling idiot up there instead. But at the same time, you can't turn around and be like, well, I'd rather this than Trump, who's trying to save us money, who's trying to keep us safe in the world. And if you really followed exactly what he's trying to do, and listening to shows like mine and yours and mine and Frank's, and we try to explain it to you, you know, what he's, I mean, we don't see the actual playbook, but we can have common sense and
Right.
understand and really be able to read Trump because, I mean, sometimes he speaks a little abstract, a little encrypted, but we see where he's going, what he's trying to do. And if you can sit there and say that's better than what he's doing,
And she
you're
said
an idiot.
that her and none of his team. So we look. Jack was there. Joe was there. Who the hell knows where Hunter was? KJP.
Oh,
And
gosh.
then Biden was like, "Come on, man. Come on, man. It's just a thing, man." I mean, he didn't know where he
I
was.
mean,
He didn't know where he was. It was one flew over the cuckoo's nest over and over
every time he
for
talked,
4 years.
it's like I just wanted to literally.
He was drugged by his own party, somebody said, but I'm not saying that's true.
Drugged? I don't think he was drugged. I
I
think
mean, he
that
may have
was
been
his
taking
mental
drugs
state.
for his
I think that was
something.
his mental state. But the thing is that, I mean, of course, they wanted to take a puppet. I mean, down to having the auto pins doing everything there at the end, which, I mean, I haven't gotten any type of actual confirmation, but I'm hearing that, like, and this is why that they say Democrats are all up in arms about this, but things are becoming null and void that were done under autopin because they can't prove that Joe Biden actually approved those.
Yeah, and Donald Trump. Well, I know that the AG and all them, they are trying to get the auto pen thrown out, which they should.
I think they should too.
I don't know that that'll work because we have enough sissy judges that'll probably not make that happen, let that happen, but it should happen. Scott Pressler, on the other hand, what's he up to?
Oh gosh. So Scott Plessler has definitely, I mean,
Man,
doing what he
he's the
usually
hardest
does.
working guy in the business, man.
Yes, but I know right now he is, I forget what
Well,
state.
first
Is
of
it
all, he
Alaska?
is on top of the Save America Act, and he is
Oh
all
man.
but threatening John Thune.
Yes.
And I don't mean
John
threatening
Thune, like
to beat
right
him up.
now, about 6 hours ago, he made this post and that he said it's day number 152 of asking Senator Thune to pass the SAVE Act. And he is asking, to me, pretty politely, for Lisa Murkowski
Yeah.
to vote for this. Or no, this one was Susan Collins. He was also
Right.
that's right. He was in Alaska before asking Lisa Murkowski politely. This is, but he had a group of people with him. I'll say this. And he says if he does not pass it where we can use this bill in November, he will, and he can get it done, will primary Thune and primary anybody that's saying no on the
That's right.
Republican side.
And guess what? He's already proved that he can do that.
He already has proven it. So if he says it, it's going to be done.
Between him and Trump, you either act right or you will get primaried. And that's
Yes.
not a threat. That's
And you
just
know,
the
I mean,
truth.
if you look honestly, if anybody just has time, go back and look at Scott
The
Pressler's
record.
like beginning. He began with wanting to clean up streets like in LA and in
I know.
Chicago and New York. He would travel around and just clean these areas. He started doing that. That's where he started from. But he started noticing how, because he has common sense, how it was the Democratic policies that were making those areas so bad. And that's really his introduction into starting to be political. Because, like I said before, he was just wanting to clean up, make the area and the environment nice.
That's how it all started with Spencer Pratt. Well, no, Spencer Pratt, because he got his own house and his mom's house burned to the ground, and Gavin Newsom did nothing.
Nothing.
Karen Bass did nothing as well.
Yes.
Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom have done nothing but completely ruin that city, that state. San Francisco's been gone.
Yeah.
Been gone.
Bingo. And I'm just.
That's Nancy Pelosi's
tomorrow,
stomping
right?
ground.
Tomorrow is the vote for
tomorrow
LA mayor, right?
Tuesday, yes.
Okay, so tomorrow.
I so hope that Steve Hilton wins on the governor's thing, though. That would be great.
Is that tomorrow too?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so everybody tune in to Daryl's show Wednesday morning at 6:30.
Yeah, we'll be fired up.
Yeah, I want to hear. I can't wait. So
and as California does it, you can vote. Everybody can vote. Like it's not Democrat, but only the Democrat.
Oh, it's an open primary.
Open primary.
Oh,
yeah. So
I'm not a big fan, but okay.
I'm not a big fan, but
I'm
you
not
never.
a big
But
fan.
There's a lot of PO'd people in California.
Yeah.
So it might be better that it's that way this time.
Yeah.
I'm not a super fan.
I'm just not a huge fan of open primaries. No. I think you should prove that you are one side or the other, right, because you're supposed to duke that out in the general election.
Correct.
You don't duke it out in the primaries.
No.
I don't vote either.
There's
Democrat
a few places that do that, but I'm not into it. But it is what it is. But I still hope those two people win, regardless.
Yeah, me too. But is that so? That is the primary tomorrow, right?
Correct.
Or is that okay?
No, yeah, that's the primary, and then November is the.
So yeah.
November is the showdown for the Kelly and actually the midterms too.
Yeah, this November is going to be on fire. It's going to be crazy. Everybody needs to strap in.
Somebody said in a world full of Martina McBride, be a Toby Keith. Yes. Because she was a scaredy cat and wouldn't play the America 250 fair.
Okay, I can say this, and I hate it because he came here to Pearl last year. And I mean, I just became an instant fan. Even though I liked him a lot, I became an instant fan because of how well the show went, how well he did. But you gonna chicken out?
Yeah.
Well, because it happens to be Trump.
I called him out on my show because his music director is his guitar player. His name is Pete. And he basically went on social media and told all the Bret Michaels fans to F off. That's not smart.
That is so not smart, especially his base. Because I can promise you, his base, I mean, you may have some liberals that love to listen to that, but you will have the majority is going to be conservative, probably MAGA conservatives.
And Bret took the side of Pete because they said, quote, safety reasons. And that's a bunch of horse manure.
What safety reasons?
Because Bret Michaels came from an 80s band. You're not scared.
You're not scared.
You played at places with chicken wire. Give me a break.
Come on. Now,
you wore girls' makeup and got beat up. You're not scared.
You're not scared.
That is a weak excuse.
I mean, seriously, but what does get me though, and I'm happy to hear is that Vanilla Ice did.
Yeah.
And is proud. And he went on CNN though, which I think is hilarious. And in a polite way, basically said, nobody's going to tell me who I get, because of course they're going to ask. I can't believe that you're still doing the 250 celebration, even with Trump, is exactly how she worded it. And he was like, well, I'm proud to be an American. I don't know why that would be a question. And nobody's going to tell me whether or not I can celebrate my country and be happy. And he said,
Exactly.
it's 250 years of our country. We need to celebrate and be happy. Duh. That's how everything should be looked at. And everything's such
I
a
mean,
backwards
period.
world.
I mean, period. I mean, they weren't the only two that backed out.
No,
I mean,
no. And I mean,
Morris Day and the time, but I mean, really, dude. I mean, come on. Nobody cares what time it is with y'all. But as far as, yeah, but I've seen the opposite with a lot of people saying, you know what, we'll come play.
yeah.
We'll come play for
Good.
free.
Let that
We'll
just be
come
an
play
opening
for
for
free.
somebody else.
And, obviously, Kid Rock will do it. I mean,
Of course he will. But I mean, that's why I'm saying like somebody like Vanilla Ice, because you really don't know. He's not
he's not
big
really
into politics.
No.
He's not going to be one way or the other. But to see him say it, and to me, I would be the same way.
Well,
because
it's
if
the
I was
same.
an entertainer like
It's the
that,
same thing with Jackson Dart announcing President Trump at a rally.
yeah,
It is sad that we live in a world where no matter who the president of the United States of America is, you're going to catch flack for introducing them. It should not matter who the president is.
no.
You should be honored to even be asked.
But the cool thing about the Jackson Dart thing is that his he had record sales on his
I know
jerseys. Go Jackson Dart,
Yes.
hotty toddy, baby.
Exactly. But it's just sad though, because you don't 99.9% of the people in the country never get the opportunity to announce a president or even a governor.
Right.
So you should be honored, period.
Yes.
And shut up about the Trump stuff. I mean, God.
Well, this is the same thing that I said. Okay.
What did Whoopi say? I forgot.
Oh, God.
One of them.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I hardly pay attention what the gaggle of the View says, but this reminds me of something. I feel the same way about no matter who the president is, because we need to back our country. We need to give it as much strength as possible. When you put down the leader, now I get us here going, okay, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? But to sit there and act like when it's something like the celebration for the 250th, if it would have been during a Biden thing, I wouldn't have been upset about anybody going to it, because it's celebrating the country, and that makes our country stronger, and it shows the world that the country can come together for being proud to be an American.
But see, that is the difference between a normal person and a mentally ill TDS person. That's what that is.
Yes.
It's not even liberal anymore. It's if you got TDS, you're insane.
No, I mean, it is. It really makes you insane.
Tina Peters. She said she would like to be more involved in prison reform, and I understand that if you do the crime, you do the time, but there's no way to rehabilitate the inmates with the current system. This is her talking today.
That's true.
As she got out, she said, "I would like to change that if there's any way." Now, like she said, nobody's saying that she's perfect, but we're also saying that she was overcharged,
way overcharged,
and over whatever word you want to use.
I mean, to be honest with you,
screwed.
Yeah, to be honest with you, she got caught doing her job when they were trying to do something nefarious. That's what happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and she did a lot of time for that too.
She did way too much time for that. But I mean, to me personally, I don't think she should have done time. I think she didn't actually. She was doing her job. She was talking about what she saw happen.
Right.
Where is the breaking of the law there? There's none.
Well, anyway, she was the election fraud whistleblower, and good for her.
Yep.
So good for her.
And that never needs to happen again.
No, that never needs to happen ever again in this country.
This is why that bill, by the way, that Thune is threatening on not passing, what is it called?
Yeah, it's a new
it's right on the tip of my tongue, but it's basically giving the January 6th prisoners who sat in prison, to me, falsely imprisoned, for so long.
Yeah, at least most of them.
Yeah.
At least most
Some
of them.
of them did. I'm not saying all of them, but the
No, I know.
huge majority.
The
And like
huge
you said,
majority of them,
overcharged.
right.
But giving them money back, I support that. And Thune is the one saying we should take that bill off to be able to pass. Um,
The SAVE Act.
was that for the SAVE Act? Because I thought I read somewhere it didn't even say the SAVE Act, and I'm sitting there like, you're holding up so many bills for your obvious liberal agenda because he's a rhino. Well, you have a liberal agenda, and for some reason, we are okay with having a liberal in sheep's clothing in the Senate.
Well, all I can say is John Thune is not a real conservative, obviously. He is a Mitch McConnell / old school rhino to the max, Liz Cheney acting foolishness.
Which, same way. And I still feel like with her, liberal. Because you can't tell me when, when he kept, gaveling in when we could have done recess appointments. I mean, that right there. That only, just take that. That means you are not for the people that voted for you.
Right.
We want Trump to have his appointments. That's why we voted for him. That's why we voted for you. We like this agenda, and you're stopping it.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me.
But we all voted for this agenda, and there's been quite a few of them trying to stop it, a.k.a. Thomas Massey, Marjorie Trader Green.
They're all gone. They are gone.
And guess what? They're all getting primaried. They're just like Scott Pressler said. You're going to get primaried if you don't go along with the plan.
Yeah. And I mean,
because we all voted for the plan. That comedian, Jimmy Fallon, he said if Jill Biden, if Jill Biden didn't notice anything wrong with Joe, then it must have been her cocaine in the White House.
It had to have been something.
It had to have been.
Something.
Well, no, it's just called a lie. I mean, she's just outright lying. Remember, she's a doctor, whatever.
Oh, gosh. Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's what.
Oh yeah, no, that was something I remember Whoopi saying is that she was wanting to push for Dr. Jill Biden to be the director of health.
Yeah, health and human services.
And I was like,
yeah,
because she's a doctor. And I'm like,
but she's not a doctor.
She's not a medical doctor.
She has a doctorate.
She has a doctorate in education. Doctorate.
Doctorate.
That does not mean she can go and perform surgery or anything.
It doesn't mean anybody with a doctorate can.
Literally.
Not just her, anyone. There's a lot of people that are a doctor with a doctorate, but that doesn't mean you're going to let them cut you open.
No. And I mean, if you do, then you're an idiot. Oh my gosh, these people.
Oh, I know.
That's why sometimes I wonder, is it just them being that stupid? Or if they're trying to really pull wool over their, useful idiot audience. I always wonder that. It may be a little bit of both. I don't know.
I saw another report today that 2,000 foreigners have paid to fly to America to basically buy, and that's BUI, like purchase citizenship for their children. I didn't know you
could do that.
We have baby farms in our cities. One Miami operation is literally called Have My Baby in Miami. I think what that actually means is they come here and have the baby, and then somebody adopts it.
That's the kind of stuff we should be looking into.
It's freaky.
And that's pretty much on the nose with that name. But that stuff needs to be looked into because, I mean...
Oh, yeah. I mean, the oversight committee is stepping in, and they should, locally in Florida and federally.
Oh, my gosh.
But see, the way people get away with a lot of this is because state to state is different. So if you go to a, quote, blue city, they're not going to tell on you because they enjoy breaking the law.
Okay, we need to start defining where states have rights, but then you have federal laws. And I think a lot of times those get misconstrued when it has to do with national safety, which this does, then state law should, I mean, federal law should supersede state law because it's
Absolutely.
within the national interest. This is not just falling back on local taxpayers. This is falling back on the country. We are all paying for what they are giving these illegals. We are all paying for this. Not just California, not just New York or wherever. We are all paying for it. Therefore, that law needs to it needs to be illegal to have that law. And, sanctuary cities just need to be a thing of the past.
Yeah, and the Muslim takeover, what I don't understand about that is I was doing a little bit of research for another show maybe a week or so ago and reading about Muslim religion and all that and seeing all these new videos. This is not something way back in the, in the freaking biblical times or whatever. This is like now. These videos were put out in the last month. So all these people are running to help these Muslims and all. And they have what they call the Muslim Brotherhood channel. It's freaky. But they have on there literally, and people still take up for them on TikTok and Talkie and all that. All homosexuals without exception should be and will be killed. Bury them alive, throw them off a high place, or stone them to death. But they take up for these people.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Why?
say,
Why?
why? You don't like oppression, right? Tell me how that's not oppression.
Learn, y'all. Do some research, please.
Yeah, you can't have
Please do
free
some
will in
research.
that.
No,
You can't have free will.
they hate you. Okay, they hate me,
They do.
and they especially hate gay people.
Yeah.
So if you want to stand up for something, stand against them, not with them. That's ridiculous.
So the Trump administration dropped a bombshell by announcing that no more taxpayer dollars for hostile nations that hate America. If you vote against us at the UN, chant death to America, or fund anti America NGOs, you're cut off, period. And I'm guessing
Good.
that means the countries. Good. We should not, I mean, trade should be cut off. Everything that would give them money from America in any sort of way should be cut off. None. Zero.
Exactly.
We are not purchasing anything from you. We are not definitely not getting you any money.
No.
Nothing is going to be coming between this country and our country.
CNN. Kim was talking about the fake news network, CNN, earlier. They still can't understand after Vanilla Ice did an interview with them either today or yesterday. They still can't get it through their head. Why would Vanilla Ice be honored to perform for Donald Trump? I mean, really?
Like how
That is sickness. That
and
is
really listen to his
TDS.
answer. It tells you exactly why.
Yeah, because I'm a proud American. I was
Proud
born here,
American.
raised here. This is my country.
And I want to
I mean,
celebrate our 250 years as a country.
This is common sense,
Celebrate
people.
our forefathers. It's a very easy and obvious answer.
Good
But
Lord.
nobody should be confused by that.
But also, nobody should be confused how sickening that TDS to the max is.
But
It's
people
bad.
should start paying attention to that, though. That's my point. Y'all start paying attention. Paying attention to who has that so bad that, I mean, the most logical, common sense thing, and they're going, I just can't believe he's doing that. I don't understand why he's going to do that. And you're just,
I mean, good. But at least
again,
he didn't back down, as Tom Petty said.
no, he didn't back down.
So good for him.
Hmm.
But the Russia has always done it, but Iran has gotten so good at. I mean, I can't talk about names, but I have somebody whose husband is in Iran right now. Not on their side, obviously, on our side. But it is just unbelievable. I mean, she can't talk to him or anything because they'll get killed, literally. They have some kind of little button system like an SOS thing, but it is pure propaganda that we see over here. I mean, they make it all up down to the whatever you think you see every day is not real.
It's all theater.
Their
They say
people
it all
over
the
there are
time.
not even allowed to have TV or the internet right now.
Nope.
And pure propaganda is what they're doing. Now, I'm not telling you that we should go kill all of them or anything like that, but I am telling you that no matter what kind of deal that anybody comes up with them, they're going to lie.
Of course.
Period. They're
Obviously.
just gonna do the same thing they've always done.
Yep.
Lie.
That's their playbook.
They don't know any other thing except to lie. So everybody, is gonna be hating on me or hating on everybody else basically nowadays about the war thing. But look, there it's going to come down pretty quick to what in the heck's gonna have to happen because something has got to happen.
Oh yeah.
We can't continue to pay ridiculous money for gas and all these other things that they're holding up. And so we know something's going to have to happen. It just is.
Yeah.
So Spencer Pratt, Los Angeles mayor, said he's not worried about freaking Bill Maher's solar panels. Shut up. He said we're more worried about getting the naked, nasty, going to the bathroom, drug addicts off the sidewalk, and then we'll worry about some
Yeah.
freaking solar panels.
Yeah. I always say these, liberals that want to be so health conscious and what do you put in your bodies. It's just funny when it starts coming from our side how much they want to be anti that. And I'm like, I thought that was like basically your whole life.
Unbelievable.
It just yeah.
Well,
So I guess we'll see tomorrow how they do in the race, and definitely gotta check out Daryl's show in the morning. You gotta check it out. It's also you also put your show on DNK YouTube, so you can actually go to DNK YouTube. Also, you can follow him on Facebook, Daryl Arnold.
Facebook, Instagram, of course.
There you go.
Unfortunately, Instagram doesn't allow you to put up full shows. That's the only downside to them. But YouTube.
Again, I'm just reminding everybody the reason you don't see us on Facebook anymore is
somebody stole our.
If you look on there and it has not DNK podcast,
but
another
us.
name that I will not mention. That's why you don't see us right now on Facebook, because Facebook is slow to fix your accounts. So right now we're everywhere, and including Instagram. You won't see my stuff on Instagram. Well, our stuff. DNK doesn't post on Instagram, doesn't post on Facebook because Facebook is slow. So
yeah, Facebook
if you've
is
been
crazy.
wondering, that's what happened.
Facebook is cray cray.
It is cray cray.
But before we go, just want to get this out there that prison would be perfect for liberals. Entirely perfect. Everyone is equal in prison. Free food and housing in prison.
Yeah.
No guns in prison. Universal health care in prison. And same-sex relationships. So y'all knock yourself out.
I got one more. Surrounded by criminals.
There you go. Knock yourself out, guys, if you're out there with the TDS.
Yes.
You may want to think about a career change to a criminal.
Yes. So if you see us if you're watching us right now, not on DNK YouTube, go to DNK Podcast on YouTube, please, and subscribe. We're also I'm trying to get us started live on TikTok. You may see us live on TikTok, but you can follow on DNK Podcast on TikTok.
And I'm going to put all of these as a bonus episode on my podcast as well. That's the audio podcast at Apple, Spotify, Podbean, iHeartMedia, and wherever you download your podcast at Unleashed Media and Talk with Daryl Arnold. And it's the and side, not the A-N-D.
That's right, the and sign. And you can go to DNK. That is with an N. DNKPcast.com.
That's right.
We're still there.
That's right. All right. See ya.
See ya.